The current state of Amazon sellers.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay
everyone?
calm.
What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Wait.
Everybody calm down.
May 25th, I'm in my office. I just ordered a few products. I sent out a few shipments, but I've been on Seller Central all day long and there hasn't been any issues. As soon as I go about to end my day, about to turn the computer off, I get greeted with this bright yellow banner on my Seller Central homepage that says the following: a critical event has occurred and your account is at risk of deactivation.
Weren't you the most scared you've ever been in your whole life?
So I click on this banner and I start looking further into the problem, and Amazon's asking me to re-verify my account. But I just re-verified my account 2 separate times in the last couple of weeks. And I tell myself, I'm like, all right, I guess I'll verify it again for the 3rd time. And I can't. What happened was that Amazon prompted all US sellers to re-verify their account at the exact same time. And because there were so many people trying to solve this issue, it was starting to crash the system and you couldn't get past that first initial link. So then I started thinking, I'm like, man, I just ordered thousands of dollars in inventory and I just sent out thousands of dollars in inventory to Amazon's warehouse. And now my account is at risk of deactivation. So the next morning I'm able to get seller support on the phone. And luckily they tell me that this was just a huge error on their part, that she didn't really know what was going on or why this happened or why they're handling it this way, but that everyone who was already verified should have no issues whatsoever moving forward and that the banner would disappear on its own. But why did all this happen in the first place? And should we really just brush it off and continue business as usual? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to talk about in this video. I'm going to split this video into 3 different parts. Part number 1 is going to be why this is all happening in the first place. Part number 2, I'm going to show you how to successfully verify your account within Amazon Seller Central. And part number 3, I'm going to tell you what you need to do to protect your account from deactivation. And if you find value in this video, subscribe and like the video. It really does help the channel grow, but let's get into it. On June 27, 2023, a new federal law is going to take effect, known as the US Informed Consumers Act. Now, this will require online marketplaces to collect, verify, and disclose certain information from high volume third-party sellers. And you're considered a high volume seller if you have 200 or more transactions that result in 5,000 or more in revenue in a continuous 12-month period. Now, if you meet or exceed this threshold, then Amazon is required to collect the following information from you and your business. Amazon's going to need your seller name, your government issued identification document, business address, bank account information, email address, phone number, tax ID, and Amazon must make seller names and contact information public. Now, this part shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody because Amazon has already implemented this over a year ago. You see, this whole bill, the US Informed Consumers Act, was introduced to the Senate back in 2021. So after that was introduced to the Senate, Amazon started trying to get ahead of it and required all of their sellers to display their business address, business phone number, and business name on their seller storefront. But that is why this whole thing is happening, and US Amazon sellers are being prompted to re-verify their account. And keep in mind, this isn't a one and done kind of thing. They're gonna need you to re-verify your account every single year moving forward. But now that we understand that, let's move over to part 2, where I show you exactly how to verify your account successfully. I verified my account successfully 2 separate times, and I'm gonna show you exactly how I did that. And I know you're probably like, well, if you verified it successfully the first time, why are you verifying it again? But I'll explain as we go on. And again, remember, you have until June 27, 2023 to make sure that your account is completely verified and there is no issues and no further information that you need to provide to Amazon. But I highly encourage you to get this done as soon as possible. Now, the first thing you need to do is you need to log into your Seller Central account and go to your account info, which you're going to find at the top right-hand corner under the settings gear icon. If your account needs to be verified, you'll be prompted to do it at the top of this next page, and click on the link provided and it will take you to the account verification page. Before you start this process, make sure you have all of the necessary documents that Amazon is going to need to verify. Now, assuming Amazon hasn't made this more clear or fixed this issue entirely, you're going to need to provide a business type that's going to describe your business in general. Now, you're going to have a few different options: charity, none, I am an individual, privately owned business, publicly listed business, and state-owned business. Now, the reason this confuses a lot of people is because if you remember when we had to verify our tax information, you were considered an individual if you were a sole proprietor or a single member LLC. But this doesn't seem to be the case when you're choosing a business type on this new re-verification process. And you want to take this part very serious. Don't just take my word for it. I'm going to tell you what I did, but don't just take my word for it. Do your own research, look into your business, make sure you understand everything, look at what other people are saying, and then choose the best decision for you. But the reason I tell you that before I tell you what I did is because Amazon doesn't make this a easy choice for us to pick something and then maybe change it down the road. No, they clearly state if you choose the wrong option, your account can be affected in a negative way, which your account could be suspended, could it be deactivated? What could happen? We don't know, but Amazon likes to stress this out. So that's why I'm telling you before I tell you what I did, do your own research on this part so that you make sure that you pick the right option. But as far as I understand it, if you choose the individual under your business type, essentially you're saying that you are not operating in a business or professional context. But we are. So I personally put privately owned business, and I was able to get my account verified successfully 2 separate times. Now I'm not telling you to do this. Look into it for yourself and then choose the one that you feel the most comfortable with, because for all I know, maybe this is wrong. Maybe it is individual, like with our tax verification, and they're going to ask me for further paperwork next week or in a couple of days. I don't know, but this is what I did, and it worked for me. All right, so we're going to pause the video right there. I did find more information on this topic that I wanted to share with you guys to really make things clear when you're making this decision on the business type. So this is straight from the Amazon forums, and this is an Amazon mod responding to people asking questions about this. But you can see right here, it says you are an individual seller. If you selected your business type as none, I am an individual. You must only choose this entity type if you do not sell for profit. Usually individual sellers may list unwanted personal items such as old DVDs or books. That should give you some clarification. If you're not starting to sell for profit and you probably only have an individual seller account, you would be considered an individual. Now, after you get past this part, everything else is pretty straightforward. Amazon's going to ask you to provide business information like business name, company registration number, address, phone number, and then they're going to ask you to provide seller information to verify your identity. You're going to need to provide some form of identification like a driver's license or passport and a bank statement for your proof of address. If all of your documents match your seller information, this will make the process significantly faster, easier, and pretty much seamless. But if your addresses don't match, maybe your names don't match, maybe you changed something years ago and you never updated your information on your documents, that's going to make the process a lot more work. But like always, you're going to figure it out. You're going to figure it out. Might be a little bit more of a headache, might be a little bit more stressful, but we always figure it out. Now, after you successfully fill this out and submit it to Amazon, you're going to need to just wait for a couple of days. That's how long it took me to get verified successfully the first time. And then Amazon's going to email you and tell you your account's been successfully verified, or they're going to ask you to provide further information. Now, why did I have to verify it 2 different times? The first time I filled it all out, it's very, very quick. It takes you like 5-10 minutes. And then a couple days went by and they said, congratulations on successfully verifying your account. And then a couple more days went by and they asked me to verify it again. So then I called seller support and I asked them, do I need to provide anything else? Do I need to submit anything differently? Did something not get approved? What was going on? And they said that everything was verified successfully, but some people are having issues with their bank account getting verified. They told me just submit everything exactly like you did the first time and this problem should go away. If it doesn't, then just contact us again and then we'll escalate the problem. So then I re-entered everything exactly the same and then I haven't had an issue since then. But let's get into part number 3. What do you need to do to make sure that your account isn't actually at risk of getting deactivated or suspended? And there's no issues that you need to look forward to in a couple of weeks when this June 27th deadline actually comes. The first thing that you need to do is exactly what we did in part 2. You need to verify your account as soon as possible. You don't want to wait until the week of, the day of, or the day before to try to verify everything and hope for the best. Because if Amazon can't verify something, which a lot of people are having issues with, specifically their bank account, then they're going to ask you to provide something else. And if it takes you a couple of days to get that, then you're going to be screwed because you're waiting way too long. And they might not be able to verify your account in time. So you want to verify your account as soon as humanly possible. Now, if you've already done that, like myself, I even got an email confirming that everything was in order. Account health is great. My account health has actually gone up since this whole debacle that we're all dealing with. But I'm not just going to take seller support's word for it and sit back and wait and hope for the best come June 27th. Me personally, I'm checking in with seller support once a week because I don't want to have to deal with this issue or wait until June 27th and then they tell me, hey, we need this, or this didn't go through, or there's a problem with your account here. I have thousands and thousands of dollars in inventory that I'm not willing to risk on some hiccup that Amazon is not going to tell me about until the very end of this deadline. So check in with seller support, open up a case, and keep checking in every couple of days or every week to make sure that your account is in good standing and it stays that way. Now, it seems like one of the biggest issues that people are having trouble with is verifying their bank statement. Now, all of my information is all exactly the same. Same name, same business address, no issues, no hiccups, no deviation anywhere. So I think that's why I didn't have an issue with my bank statement or my address or anything like that. If you're having trouble with your bank statement, what some people have done is that they have asked for a letter of verification from their bank, and then they provided that to Amazon and they were able to successfully verify their bank statement. So try that out if you're having issues with verifying your bank statement, your proof of address. Now, I don't expect things to go smoothly from now until June 27th. I think there's going to be a few different bumps in the road as Amazon works at fixing this error, this glitch, and resolving this issue for all of the US sellers. But all we can do right now is be patient, make sure that we're doing everything by the book, and make sure that we have all our ducks in a row so that we can get this account verified, protect all our inventory, protect our account, and then continue to make this money. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you guys did, I'd appreciate it if you subscribed and liked the video. Also, if you have any questions that you need help with, leave them down below in the comment section and I will do my best to answer all of those questions. And I will see you guys in the next video.